Okay, so now we can move on to create the harness for the Oculus. So what I'm going to do here is create a new sketch, and I'm going to do this from a sideways perspective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the back part of the buckle here. So it's going to be 2 by 31. So the actual strap used on the Oculus is 31 millimeters across. So what I'm going to do is add 2 millimeters for each side. So that's going to be 35 millimeters. And then I'm going to do another rectangle here. And the strap for the Oculus is 2 millimeters thick. So I'll go 4 millimeters up by 2. And then another last one here, so 2 by 7. And then I'm just going to do a center point here and just mirror these lines here. Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to trim this away. And I'll do the same for this side. Great. So I'm just going to extrude this. So these faces, this face here, we can extrude it any amount you'd like, but I think I'm going to do 25 here. Perfect. So this is the way I'm going to be printing it. If you want, you can print it on the flat face here, but that would need some sort of support here. I don't know how you could do that, but if you can do it, go for it, by all means. So now what I want to do is add the actual buckle part that will connect to the concave brace and the battery holder. So I'm just going to create a new sketch here, and I'm going to create a line down the center here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do 2 circles. I'm going to do one that is 8.5, so the diameter of the head of the buckle, plus a 0.5 so we can have some clearance. And then I'm going to do 12 millimeter diameter circle. So I'm just going to select, let me just finish the sketch and select all these faces. I'm going to extrude by -1 here. So there we have our first part. So let me get that sketch back here. And then I'm just going to extrude the rest of the way with the 8 millimeter hole. So this is going to help us print easier, so we don't have to print it with any supports or anything, because I'm going to make this a 2-part assembly here. So let me just chamfer this edge here, right about there. And now we have our buckle assembly. So now let me create the actual buckle here. I'm going to create it on this face. I'm just going to go out a little bit here. And let's do 12 millimeter here. And I'll extrude this by 1 millimeter, just like we did on the buckle. And then I'll create a new sketch here. And then I'll do 4.5 for the head of the buckle. The base of the buckle. And then I'll go out about here. Let me see. About 6 millimeters. It might require a bit more if you make your headband or your battery holder a bit thicker on the wall, but this depends. Either way, if you make it a bit longer, it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna just select OK, and then I'm gonna create the head of the band here. So let's do 8 millimeters. And then I'll extrude this by 2. So just like the other buckle on the head brace, I'm going to do 0.75 fillet. And again, I'm going to just fillet here just a little bit so that we won't need any supports. And so now what we need to do is chamfer this edge right here so that it matches the chamfer over there. So let's do 1 millimeter chamfer, and there we have our buckle. So you'd need 2 of these buckles to create your whole assembly here. So I just print it like this actually. So this part here, I just print it like this, and this part right here. So just copy this over and print 2 of these. So yeah, now we can move on to the actual battery holder.